This game costs $200. This psychological comedic experience is worth your $200. Every single cent, despite being 1 cent less than $200. This game is unlike anything you've ever seen or ever will see. It's $200 worth of pure joy, amazement, and awkward conversations. So there's no way I'm actually going to buy this game, obviously. I'm not going to spend $200 on really any game, but especially not this. But I'm not going to lie, they got me with their description. I just read the first sentence, 2 sentences technically, because, you know, punctuation, and was like, you know what? Let me read this. It's kind of like an extension of, you know, reading Steam reviews on, let's just be honest, horny games, because some people leave far too serious Steam reviews, and that, you know, dichotomy is kind of funny. This is that, but not horny and not a review. But have you ever been swindled? Like, really swindled? Because this game is the swindle to end all swindles. This game costs 200 United States dollars, or whatever that is in your currency. That's a lot for a video game. Yet I know some people will buy this game out of sheer curiosity, and I highly recommend you do too. You see, while most others would simply put together a few reused models, I made a full game for you to play, with features. Multiple features. Impressive, I know. This game is also a psychological experience where I try to convince you that the game truly does cost $200. And it does. I also feel like me reading this out makes it seem like I'm the one who made this game. I did not. I just saw this game because I was looking for something fun to play. This, no offense, is probably not it. But the game does have many cases of beer and packs of cigarettes all around the maps. They don't do anything, nor are they very important, but they add a vibe to the game that is missing from most. See, most of my time is spent either drinking, smoking, or sharpening knives, and games often don't feature the first two. I'm going to be completely honest. I think more games feature drinking and smoking than they do sharpening knives. Unless you want to count, like, Skyrim, where you click, like, left click on the iron dagger with an iron ingot as sharpening knives. But even then, I still think that drinking and smoking outclasses those two. And I mean, also in this game, your character never engages in those activities directly, but you could imagine them, and after all, imagination is what makes us human. Beer and cigarettes are essential to the human experience, and are in this game for that very reason. Schizopia. Because the game takes place in a city known as Schizopia. I wonder if that has anything to do with the game being $200. Made the city in order to keep you entertained and long enough to make your game feel real. And people think this game isn't a true gaming experience. I don't know what you mean, many people. There's literally one user review. And the developer said that they have to prove that it is indeed just that. City's way of proving is a world crafter and god of some sorts. There are many sane and normal people who wander the streets and are very nice to talk to. They all have very casual and very scientific things to say. They might point out the fact that your character is blue because I decided that looked funny in the character maker. Or they might state a random, very obvious fact, and only that fact, such as that cheese is made up of atoms. No character actually says that, but I could imagine them doing so. And I mean, honestly, I could as well. I could imagine them saying that. I could also imagine that for $200, maybe you should get Steam Deck compatibility. Just a thought. But apparently it is a psychological experience. Follows you interacting with the dev, who acts as the narrator, who creates the game for $200. And, you know, they need your $200, so they'll mess with your head in any way possible. The game has strange and odd people. There's at least one right there. And no, actually, sorry, there's normal people and things that should definitely happen, always, for sure. The game is real mind-bending experience, unlike anything that has ever been done before. Just like, you know, it's insane, just like his cousin Bill, who's in Schizopia's museum of boring people. What that is exactly let you find out, except I won't find out, because this game costs $200. To be fair, it's not like they're tricking you. This game costs $200. Also, I'm doing this in a web browser, so I'm not signed in. Many people describe their games as comedic and funny. It's apparently the wrong assumption to make, which, I don't know, I've chuckled a couple times, but I'm gonna be honest. I've mostly chuckled at the things I've added into this, not just their description. The description, listen, I don't want to be, like, too rude, but the description is very... I'm not gonna say it, but there's a social media platform that this humor is very that type of. But yeah, the game has strong messages and things to learn about. It's not meant to make you laugh. It's made to make you cry. When you learn about, Schmeebleberries. I think it's the same thing. But that extra line made me think that maybe this is less social media website and more cartoon that is extremely emblematic of that social media website. But apparently you'll be crying like it's a puppy funeral. Very bad. Stories can end in so many exciting and emotional ways. The game has 10 endings, all of which are deep and fulfilling story. Any of them could be canon, which one is up to you. Some of these endings may be harder to get than others. That others. But that's what makes this game worth $200. It's the typos. The typos honestly make this game worth even more. I'm glad they're only pricing it at $200. Experience of finding new things and living your best rich life with all your rich and sweaty friends. That's what makes life worth $200. And there is one review. I have made plenty of bad decisions in my life. Voluntarily eating toilet water soaked sandwich straight from a functional, used toilet bowl. Spent a night in a shared Airbnb with a soon-to-be federal prison prisoner and a scammer. Stole a comic book from the bookshop in your hood and getting caught. Surprisingly, spending $200 on this game was not the top worst decision I've ever made in my life. Yeah, you just said like 4 decisions that were way fucking worse. What does that say about you as a human being? That you already told us way worse decisions you've made. But I digress, and so do they. I think I made the relatively smarter decision of submitting a request to refund this game. Makes sense, they have less than 2 hours. Originally, I was just going to write a trollish review, this being a $200 game and all. That's functionally what this video is, but I'm not spending $200 on it. But after playing the game for half an hour, I can see there is surprisingly actual efforts put into this game. It's not just a cash grab. That just is doing the most heavy lifting I think any single word has done in a sentence. There are 10 different endings. There's a whole actual 1950 Hollywood movie you can watch in the game. That's like saying it's crazy. This movie must have had so much effort because the characters watch Night of the Living Dead in it. Nah, it's just public domain, so you can just slap that shit in there. 6 or 7? I did the thing, I'm so fucking sorry. It's not like you can see it, but I did. NPCs you can interact with, you can collect money off the ground, you can buy stuff, you can sell stuff, you can buy money, like going to a bank. You can even see an animal in the game. They said they won't spoil what animal it is, but I will, because it's a giraffe. It's in the giraffe house. The game is pretty meta too. The developer talks directly to you. He knows this is a $200 game and he makes fun of the price point. Really? Never could have imagined them making fun of the price point. Honest advice, wait for a price drop. Preferably a 99 to 98% discount. I think it'd be a good price for this game. Sorry, DevBro, I think it's going to take you a bit longer to afford Oscar. I'd imagine that's something you can buy in the game. I was entertained, but not $200 entertained. But I do like your humor in this game. Be willing to buy your next game fully if it's priced lower. Much. Developer has responded. Oh boy. Thank you for actually playing my slop. At least they're self-aware. Never expected anyone to truly buy and play it, but unfortunately there will never be a price drop, and that would ruin the joke. Some jokes need to be ruined. Though there is a similar game made by me, there's only $10 instead. Please buy both several times in order to give me money. Which, to some extent, I think I can respect it. There are other games. This game costs $10. Costs $10, and honestly, it looks to be about this. Oh, I'm so sorry. It looks to be about the same. But all I have to say is that if you want what appears to be a weird, potentially psychological game, well, first of all, I'd say that, sorry, $10 probably still not worth it, but there's a game I can recommend to you. Is it a game I should recommend to you? No, probably not. Is it a game that's good? No, definitely not. I have played it. Oh, it was there for a second. But this game's only $1. It's called Sometimes to Deal with the Difficulty of Being Alive, I Need to Believe There is a Possibility That Life is Not Real. This one's fucking weird, man. I think someone just had access to, like, a phone camera and Blender and wanted to make a game. And I'll give them that. They did. I've never made a game, but I did play this game before once, and I legitimately think that playing this game was a better use of my time than reading the "this game is $200" store page. And it would probably be I'm going to say similar, but probably slightly better use of your time than having watched this video if you made it this far. It's a goofy little game. I think it's like part idle game, part like almost WarioWare with, I'm going to be honest, a bunch of bullshit slapped in there. And then you can go into the game files and watch who I believe is probably the dev, just record random shit outside. Anyway, I was just browsing the Steam store and saw something stupid, and then it reminded me of this. Which again, even with this game cost $200, I will give them this. At least according to the one review, they actually put some effort into this game. Not enough for this person to not immediately refund it, but, you know, not enough for anyone else to purchase and refund it. But they made a game. And that is, well, they made and released a game. And that is more than I can ever say I've done myself. But, you know, all that being said, like everything I've said talking about this, there's worse stuff. There's plenty of worse stuff on Steam. So maybe this game should be $200.